It is. I waited a little long. It's 11 a.m. and it's already in the 80s here in Atlanta. And my goal is to check on these hives, make sure they're doing great, put in the apivar strips to treat for mites, which I always do this time of year. If they have surplus honey, I could take some, but I'm generally thinking I'm not going to do that this year. And the Chores spiders have already started here. So if you don't know what those are, Google them. I've got my bug assault gun, shoot salt out. They love to build webs all in my shrubs, all in my yard. And you have to get them when they're really little. Otherwise they grow, and they're huge. So anyway, I've got my salt gun. If there's any back there behind the hives, in those hedges, I'll be on the attack. All right, case in point, they're already catching my bees. So I want to show you this spider. I don't know if I can zoom in enough. Got gloves on. Right there. You see it? He's catching my bees. So he's a goner. He's a goner. All right, so I took care of that spider. But anyway, if you want to know a real winner in my yard, it is this Agastache, however you pronounce it. I mean, the bees are just all over it. All kinds of bees, native bees, honey bees, bumblebees. And I have 2 of these that I planted. And then some of this, I don't know what this viney weed is. But I planted 2 over here by the bees a couple years ago. And you see how big they get. And it just provides pollen for the bees. And they love it. And then this year I also planted more of this Joe Pye weed, which is awesome. This, which nobody in the nursery really knew what it was, but they said it just does really, really well in the heat and the sun. So I planted that. And then I planted another goldenrod right here. So it's growing. I've got some weeds back here I've got to hack down as well when I get back there, but I've been pulling weeds. So give me a minute. I got my neck fan on and my ice vest ready to go. It is just humid. It's not that hot yet, but it is humid. And I've been cutting weeds and killing spiders. So also I want to check and see if there are hive beetles, if that's an issue. In here. They have really propolised this pretty good. Now I can predict they're going to be a little crazy. It's July after all, and everybody's hot. I'm just going to watch them a minute. They're wondering what's going on. I was just pulling weeds in front of their colony. I might have to get my smoker going, but I just could not get the thing going. Yeah, they're busy, so I think that's what I'm going to do. They're coming after me. They're not happy. They are not happy. So let me see if I can get that smoker going. They don't want me to bother them in July, and I don't blame them, but I'm doing this for their own good, right? Giving them a little smokeroo. I don't have on a full suit today either, so if that proves to be against me, I'm going to have to close up this colony. Woo, the propolis. You know, they can get ornery for all kinds of reasons. Heat, beetles, queenless. They're busy up here in this top box, which I wasn't going to pull any more honey. But just for giggles, let's see what they've done in the middle here. Why do I only have 7 frames? I miscounted when I put it all together, I guess. I mean, there's some draw and comb. See, when they start having too much room, I spotted 1 hive beetle, and that's all. But yeah, when they start having a little too much room, that's what you got to be aware of this time of year, because their population is going to go down anyway. There's some honey, but it's leftover sugar water, and I can tell that because I always dye it with food safe coloring. Yeah, this top box, there's nothing going on in here. I might as well not even leave it on, to be honest. So that was on, let's see, Honey Harvest was on I know we did it in June. No, yeah, early June. Let's just see what the brood box looks like. Yeah, this doesn't even really have any good weight to it. And I've had colonies go south within just a couple weeks, so I don't even know if it's worth it to have this queen excluder on anymore. In fact, I think I'm going to take it off. There's just no need to have it on. They're not bringing in anything. The thing is, you want to make sure they have stores that they're working on for fall, late summer, fall, winter. I mean, we'll have a little goldenrod, but I don't know if that accounts for much here in the metro Atlanta area. See if I can pull one of these frames and just see what we're looking at. They seem okay. I think those first guard bees were a little riled up. Famous last words. Oh, there's my queen right there. I don't want to risk losing her, but she's right there. Moving up the frame. Yeah, I don't want her to drop out, so I'm going to check the other end. Gently place her back in. How often does that happen, where you spot the queen on the first frame you pull out? I mean, she's going to slow down her laying. Technically, I could leave that third box on and see if she lays anymore. There's plenty of honey. Yep. Honey. Honey. They've got honey. She had some spots to lay if needed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to tip this box up. Gently put some apivar strips in that brood box and in this brood box. I could leave on this third box and just make sure I come back and check it, you know, again, what is it, July the 10th, 11th. So as long as I don't let them go too long with space. Another thing is they have, nectar and honey. Do they have pollen? Let me see if I can crack this brood box apart. It's been a while. I just want to get a peek. Oh, that's heavy. So I want to be able to put Apivar in that bottom brood box. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I didn't like that. And so what I'm going to do is put 2 Apivar strips in each brood box. Time is kind of the essence because why? I've got their box open. I don't want to promote some robbing. You're actually supposed to put these on brood frames, but if I can just get them in there, it's better than nothing. So I've got toothpicks to hold them up, and they look like this. They have a little hole in the end, and I usually will just put one kind of there in the middle, and kind of one right over here. And then we'll smoke them down and put another one. I should have just enough for my 3 colonies here. I've had years where I've had to buy a lot more. Let's put right here. And we'll put another one right over here. See if I can smoke down these bees. Where's my smoker? And we'll be out. I mean, these boxes are packed. These are the beekeeping chores that are rough. Mid-July. Okay, I've got my Apivar on. I mean, I could leave this 3rd box on without the queen excluder. She may find it helpful to come up here and use the space. But, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Swiffer sheet strip just to ward off any. I don't want to put it right there. That's where the queen was. I'll put them up here. And then I'll make sure I come back and check these. I'm going to take that queen excluder out. I'm going to mark what I just did. Okay, this colony looks good. All right, I'm going to put it down here so I'll see it. Let's see. What's today? 6/11/26. Apivar added. Apivar left on super, but no nectar. Take off soon. So I've kind of cracked the top cover here just to give them a little ventilation. Before I leave the bee yard over here, I'll be sure and put it all the way down. All right, I'm going to take this old queen excluder, and I'll be putting it back in my storage room. So this is my next colony, and you've got some bees just kind of hanging out back here. I don't know why they chose to hang out here, but I will say that this colony has a lot of bees kind of bearding on the front. Maybe there wasn't enough room. I do have a entrance reducer on, which is okay, but I'm going to check them out. I mean, what if they need extra space as opposed to this other one that did not need extra space? So let me see what I can find out. Okay. So they're so quiet. I hate to even disturb them right here, but sorry girls, but I really need to get in here. Will you go inside if I open this up? Like, what is going on? And there seems to be a ton of bees in this colony. Wow. I almost could give that super in the other colony on this one, but let's just see what they're doing with this super. There's no nectar, so all of these worker bees have nothing to do, so they're just kind of hanging. Let's see if I can at least get the apivar off. This is a very strong colony. Yeah, very light super here. They might do something with it in the fall, but I doubt it. Let's get this excluder off. They're gonna be riled up. Okay, bees, it's okay. I see brood, so at least I know there's some there. I'm gonna see if I can pop this one. I'm not even gonna bother to pick that one up. Put one here. Put one over here. I saw 0 hive beetles. Let's give them some ventilation. All right, let me write down what I did. You can see the bearding going on. There's so many bees in this colony. But I had to get in and get out quickly because they were getting riled up. And this is the last one. And it's quieter, so I don't expect to see near as many bees. Well, that's it for today, everybody. I did what I could as quickly as I could. I got apivar strips placed in the brood boxes. And the bees are strong. They're very strong. This one's probably the least strong, and it doesn't look like it just to be watching them. And then these two are very strong. The one on the end really surprised me because I see few bees kind of hanging out and coming and going, and they're in the more shade, but I didn't see any hive beetles, praise the Lord. You know, but everybody's in good shape. So If there's any mites, hopefully we'll take care of it for summer. And, you know, everything seems okay. Here's the Agastache, however you pronounce it, that I've got one huge one there that's just spreading, one right there and one right there. The bees absolutely love it. So I try to plant for the bees this time of year. Things that really provide nectar are summer sweet, which is a shrub. You can see I've got one over there. I've got one kind of over here that's not in as much sun. Not really blooming right now, but that one over here really is. Let's go check it out just for fun. The bees should be on it. If they're not honeybees, they're bumblebees and other native bees. They love lantana right now. They get some pollen from that. I've got hydrangeas. They occasionally visit. But this is the clethra or summer sweet. There's a honeybee right there. But they're flying on and off of it. You can see a little, well, she left as soon as I said that. I always keep water around with some of those mosquito dunkers in it to kill any mosquito larvae. Doesn't hurt the bees. My daisies have bloomed out. Here's some lantana. The bees will usually visit for pollen. Oh, there's a little moth. And over here I've got some peppers and tomatoes and herbs growing. Look at those bell peppers. They're getting big. Basil. If my tomatoes would just ripen, and here looks like is one. I don't want to touch it right now because I've been handling that apivar, but I need to come out here and grab them with some fresh gloves or hands. Aster is one the bees love. Let me get rid of this weed. We've had some afternoon showers, which we desperately needed, but it does bring the weeds. Aster. Got some lilies going. Got some yarrow, zinnias, and of course my humongous limelight hydrangeas. The bees visit those. Let me show you. I see them going in and out of them right now. It's so funny because you can see their little butts going in there, trying to get some nectar. Where did she go? Anyway, this thing is huge. But they go up in there and try to find some nectar. And I've got some veronica, more aster, more weeds. Roses, which bloom back, on and off. I got some Russian sage here blooming. And these are actually little lime punch. The heat has really gotten them. They're new and young this year, so I just planted them. Some roses, some Joe Pye weed, coneflowers, some, here's a little allium that bloomed. Bee balm. I plant whatever I can that's going to bloom this time of year because it is such a hot and dry time usually. Anyway, hope you all are having a great weekend. Hot, I'm sure, but stay cool out there, and we will see you in the next one.